Hello sports fans, and welcome to this video presentation of the St. Mary's Crusaders versus the South Umpqua Bulldogs. Here from St. Mary's High School, you're watching on the Table Rock Sports Network. We're about to get things underway here with some great action. We'll be back right after this.
Let's go!
At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. That's the best value in wireless. That work for you? US Cellular. Choose fair.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local US Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.
Doctors James Savage and Rajiv Rajagopal are happy to welcome Dr. Brian Clevenger to the Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls practice a full scope of services, from corrective jaw surgery to wisdom teeth removal and much more. For more information or to schedule your complimentary dental implant consultation, call 541-779-3781.
For several weeks, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission has shown you examples of good sportsmanship and bad sportsmanship. Here's why. 75% of youth athletes quit sports by the age of 13 because they're not having fun. 75% of rookie referees also quit each year. Why? Well, it's because of the way they're treated by coaches and parents. We can do better. We must do better. Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first-name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do, and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
What is education? Is it desks and a line? Is it reading from a textbook? Or should it be something more?
St. Mary's is a really special place, and it's hard to understand that unless you visit, unless you spend time here.
And the kids here are just wonderful.
It makes teaching easy because they want to learn and they're very respectful.
They care about each other, they know how to collaborate and work together, they know how to figure out complex problems.
They respond to enthusiasm and they develop their own enthusiasm, which is something that I feed off as a teacher.
We care for them as a whole, as an individual. It's not just about my subject, we care about all parts of that student.
One of the benefits of our project-based learning program in the middle school is that students are able to take what they're learning and make something really creative and inventive and exciting, and they're also very invested in it because it's real to them.
The students really get involved and get to learn problem solving through a hands-on approach. Through our mod system, they can take an engineering class and see if it's for them, but then maybe realize that they want to do something a little more creative and then take some art classes and find out that architecture might be their thing.
This is education for the 21st century. Our programming is designed to teach people to think outside the box.
This year we have students from 11 different countries, plus all of our American students, so we're an international campus. Students learn from each other. Local students learn from students who come to go to school here. In the classrooms, they really add to what is happening, and that benefits the local students.
A great education is more than just what happens inside the classroom. It's what happens when students learn about competition, about teamwork, about how to win and how to lose. It's about learning how to become who they need to become. I think what's most important about this is that you know that kid sitting in front of you, you see them as an individual, and you understand that you can have an impact on their life and inspire them to find out something about themselves that they didn't know existed, and that they can leave the school and they can go off and do some great things with their lives, whatever that may be. I feel like we're doing something pretty special and spectacular at this place. It's so inspiring, not only for myself, these students, but for everybody who works here, for everybody who comes here. To be part of St. Mary's is something that is truly extraordinary.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare of bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Great singing there of the national anthem. Now we'll have the lineups, and I'll let you listen down to the PA announcer for that.
Senior number 2, Jenna Whitmore. Freshman number 3, Amaya Slay. Senior number 5, Ellery Smith. Senior number 7, Shane Gray. Senior number 11, Corey Lynn. Senior number 15, Carlotta Savoli. And Rivera, number 1, Raya Estevinian. And now the starting lineup for the home team, St. Mary's Crusaders. Senior number 2, Grace Johnson. Freshman number 5, Kelsey Dunn. Junior number 7, Abby Briskman. Sophomore number 12, Jesse Trainer. 16, Natalie Pickett. Senior, number 12, Ashley Gurr. And the libero, number 22, Maddie Mills. Head coach for South Umpqua, Sarah Gray. And for St. Mary's, Katie Miller.
There you have it, the starting lineups for both of these squads. We're going to be in for a good match tonight. A lot of energy already in the gymnasium for this one. Here as we get ready to get things underway. There you see the John L. Scott scoreboard, keeping track of scores as we go. Nothing on it yet. The Lancers to serve first. Amaya Slay, the freshman, will start the serve. Good volley going. St. Mary's returns it. And St. Mary's gets on the board first with the first point of the match and of the set. Off the block. That service was by Chrisman. Good ball movement by the Crusaders. Almost a point there. Tip back, and that will be awarded to St. Mary's for their second point. Chrisman to serve again. That ball kind of spun off of the defender's hands a little bit weird. Nice dig there, and a hard spike. They're saying it's tipped. The Crusaders up 3-0 here in the first set. Volleyball, a game of momentum, and right now, St. Mary's with all of the momentum in the gymnasium. You can see on the far wall behind the benches, each player on St. Mary's has a banner with their name and number on it. That's nicely decorated. Hard spike, and that's going to be awarded to the Lancers of South Umpqua. Well, that's just great power and a great delivery there. Roque Bell serves. And that's going to be awarded to St. Mary's on the service error. St. Mary's now leading 4-1, as you can see on the John L. Scott scoreboard. This one underway quick. Lancers return the ball, high loft, saved by the libero. And a hard spike across will drop down. That spike was by number 16, and I just don't have her on my roster. This early in the season, a lot of uniforms getting changed. Lancer is able to get a second one. Whitmore with the serve. St. Mary just bloops that one over. There's a hard delivery drops in, and the Lancers get another point on the board here in the first set. That one just off the hands. We'll make this one close. Only a 1-point set here early in this one. Nice dig. There's the set. And the kill not there. 2 touches is the call. And the Crusaders Dunn. Ainsley checks in, and the Crusaders score again. Good volley back and forth here. Crusaders looking for a kill, and they get it off the error. A nice run here for St. Mary's, leading the set 8-4. A hard spike there. Crusaders able to keep it alive. That was Grace Johnson. Kept it. And Kelsey Dunn with the block and the point. And St. Mary's the first one to reach double digits in this one. Lancers forced just to get the ball across the net. And that just came off her hand wrong, not how she intended. Lancers will have the serve. Nice serve across. Dunn returns it. Hard hit. Can the Crusaders keep it alive? They're not quite able to. Lancers only behind by 4. Crusaders trying to keep it alive. And they get the point off of Kelsey Dunn's well-placed spike. Maddie Mills back for the serve. Good serve, sends that one across. And that's going to go the way of the Lancers, trying to stay in this first set. St. Mary's will score again. Now leading 12-7. Good serve. A little bit awkwardly off the hands. Lancers able to get it across though. Could be easy points for the Lancers, and it is. Lancers down by 4 in the first set. Nice save there, back and forth. And another nice save. Can't quite clear the net, though. The Crusaders with another one. Off of Ainsley Dunn.
Jesse Trainer returns for St. Mary's.
Trainer now to serve for the Crusaders. Nice place serve. That one looked like it was going long, but Trainer keeps it in. Crusaders get it across. Chance for a kill. And they get it. St. Mary's now leading 14-8. Low dig keeps it alive. The Crusaders get it across. Lancers trying. Hard hit. Back across the Lancer territory, and they can't clear the net. For another St. Mary's point.
Kelsey Dunn returns for St. Mary's.
Chrisman with the serve. They're saying that's not tipped. That is another point for St. Mary's. Now leading 16-9. Long serve. Lancers returning it. Return deep. And that's just off the hands the wrong way. Lancers will be awarded the point. We'll get a couple substitutions. Good volley back and forth. Crusaders get it across. Lancers now. And that one's out. St. Mary's, good eye to keep on that one. Ashley Gurr to serve for the Crusaders. She gets a good piece of that one. Low serve. Able to get back across, though, and just a little bit of an error and a double touch called on the Crusaders. Good volley here. And a double touch called again. Now those hurt you in a game like this. Nicely placed serve, still able to be saved though. And the Crusaders come away with the point. Ainsley Dunn back into the match for the Crusaders. That one just got away from her. And the powerful spike hammered home. Will be awarded the point to the Lancers. Now we're going to have a timeout down on the court, and we'll take 1-2 here from the campus of St. Mary's High School. You're watching the Table Rock Sports Network. Welcome back to live action here from St. Mary's School. Lancer is able to keep that one alive. And not that one, though, into the net. Crusaders score again, now making the score 14-19. Maddie Mills serving for the Crusaders. That one goes long and wide. Not the serve you want to see. Can they get it across? They do. Great job by the Crusaders working as a team. And there we'll get a double touch on the Lancers. And that puts the Crusaders at 20. Here in set number 1, still early. A lot of great volleyball still to come here on the Table Rock Sports Network. And that one off a tip will go the way of St. Mary's. Score now 21-15. That looked wide, but she played on it. Low serve there into the net will be awarded to the Crusaders. Abby Chrisman here to serve for the Crusaders. Lancers trying to get it across. They do. And fighting, get it back across. Crusaders set up. Here's a chance for a kill. Soft touch. Lancers come away with the point, keeping themselves in this one. Mills comes back in the game for the Crusaders. There's the serve. A little bit too much power. Can they save it, keep it alive? We'll see. Crusaders get it back across, but there's a hard attempt at a kill, not there. And one sent back the other way. It's a good back and forth volley we're seeing here. Crusaders keeping it alive. Just a little touch across the net. And off the block. That's by Kelsey Dunn. Big block, and only one more point needed to close out this first set. Nice save getting it across there. And they can't save it that time, but that first save was by Grace Johnson.
Hey, Chris.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Boomer Marshall here along for the ride with you. St. Mary's looking to close out game one as South Umpqua will get it back over. St. Mary's trying to transition defense to offense there. Just had to get it over on a free ball, and ball will be set outside. St. Mary's will tip it over. The Lancers now tip it back over, and the attack by way of the set there, maybe trying to catch him in a defensive rotation, backfires. It goes into the net, so South Umpqua now down 4. Got to win by 2, so they would have to serve 4 out consecutively, Chris.
Yeah, the good thing that South Umpqua has done so far is stayed close in this one and not gotten their heads down and not looked defeated at all there. They cut it within 3.
Well, and a good note, and I had kind of written some of the stuff down, and sorry, I was just coming from the soccer game, St. Mary's soccer game. But South Umpqua ranked 4th in the state.
Yeah.
7-2 overall. Lost to Cresswell in their last match, but Cresswell, the number 2 ranked team in the state. So St. Mary's 4-5, but coming off of 2 big wins. Swept a 4A team in Phoenix and then swept a 5A team in Eagle Point. So have some momentum coming into this home league season opener, season opener for league. And South Umpqua got to come on the road, which is tough to do. It's a tough place to play. And so far, St. Mary's has been up to the challenge, but South Umpqua scored the last couple here. And St. Mary's a side out away from winning this first set, which would be great news for them, getting off to a good start.
Yeah, well, and we always talk about volleyball being a game of momentum, and St. Mary's had the momentum coming into this match.
That'll do it for set number 1. Crusaders will take it 25-21. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this quick word from our sponsors.
Weeks, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission has shown you examples of good sportsmanship and bad sportsmanship. Here's why. 75% of youth athletes quit sports by the age of 13 because they're not having fun. 75% of rookie referees also quit each year. Why? Well, it's because of the way they're treated by coaches and parents. We can do better. We must do better. Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
So St. Mary's, there we go, off to a good start here, winning 25-21. We had mentioned they won their last 2 non-conference games coming into their season opener, Chris, taking out non-conference but a 4A opponent in Phoenix and then non-conference 5A opponent in Eagle Point. Both are struggling a little bit this year, but nonetheless, for a 3A school and the size of school that St. Mary's is, to get those 2 non-conference wins coming into this one, definitely gave them some momentum like we talked about.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime you can knock off a school from a higher classification in any sport bodes well for your program, no matter the level of that school.
South Umpqua comes in at 7-2, ranked number 4 in the state of Oregon. So if St. Mary's could get this win and kind of hold serve at home against South Umpqua, it would bode well for them moving up in the power rankings. So to say, South Umpqua's gotten off to a really good start at 7-2, like we mentioned. This is a key game right here. If St. Mary's can get up 2 games to none, it's tough to come back from that. Obviously, South Umpqua going to come out and try to even things up here in game number 2, Chris.
Yeah, definitely. South Umpqua, a team that knows how to win and isn't going to back down from a fight.
Just John L. Scott.
Yeah, this is the scoreboard here. That's what we're using.
Okay.
So, according to the PA, Jessica Trainer is wearing number 16, that number that we didn't know about. So a little bit of changes from on our rosters.
St. Mary's gets things off with, well, it could have been called an ace, but there was more than one attempt at a pass. So St. Mary's off to a quick start, now up 1-0. I'll do some soccer terminology.
We'll call that a non-technical ace.
There you go. South Umpqua sets outside. There's a kind of a tip over, a free ball situation for the Crusaders, if you will. They set it back, so trying to transition from defense to offense is South Umpqua. Good save there on the diving pass attempt by the Crusaders, and that attempt getting back over the net sails out, and we're all tied up here at 1.
I think we saw in that first set, from an athleticism standpoint, South Umpqua able to get out of those, but just not the communication between the team that was needed. And I think they're going to look to change that here in set number 2.
And that serve goes into the net. And one thing that's huge in volleyball is unforced errors, just like tennis or anything else getting over the net. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot by serving the ball out or in the net. That's the best way to get yourself in trouble. South Umpqua gets it back over. A free ball situation for St. Mary's, a back row attack, and kind of a lucky little pass back over by Jenna Whitmore, the senior from South Umpqua. Just kind of hit it where they ain't, Chris, and it finds the floor and in the court of play. So
yeah, well, if you can aim it that well, it's going to work sometimes for you.
And that's right back into the net. So like we talked about a little bit earlier, that's 2 times South Umpqua's had a chance to serve. That's twice into the net, and unfortunately for them, it's tough to get any kind of string of points going when your serve is finding the net. Crusaders here with another free ball opportunity. Set goes outside, and that's going to sail a little bit wide. So we're all notched up at 3 again. That serve goes in for South Umpqua. Set goes outside. St. Mary stays with it. They get it back over, and it goes back on the block. And I believe that was Whitmore again. Good effort there on the block. Looked like St. Mary's was just happy with getting it back over. That swing goes a little bit low, and the block's there to put it away for South Umpqua. South Umpqua now trying to transition from defense to offense. Whitmore, and a diving attempt is not enough. Whitmore gets the kill for the Lancers.
I think this is the Lancers team that we were expecting to see going into this. They're playing really well as a team so far in the second set.
And there is Kelsey Dunn on a great set there. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on numbers. But good offense there, good pass from the serve to transition them into their offensive set. And now a great serve and an ace by 16 is the new.
I believe that's a Jesse Naylor.
Jesse Trainer?
Yeah.
Jesse Trainer, okay. So all tied up here at 5. Trainer again with a kind of a floater serve that has some knuckle spin on it. South Umpqua looks to attack. And it's back into the net, and the Crusaders retake the lead here, 6-5. Sometimes on those broken plays, Chris, it's difficult to know who do I got behind me, how do we transition into offense. There, they were just able to get it back over the net, and that's sometimes the best offense is a good defense. And
yeah.
Good job there.
If the ball isn't on your side of the net, it's hard to have it fall on the ground.
That's right. That's right. And so if you're unsure, get it back over in play. All tied up here at 6. Good serve there by the Lancers. Set goes outside, good defense. See if they can transition to offense. Whitmore with a good swing. St. Mary's now in a free ball situation. South Umpqua sets. And that sails just out. It looked like it might have been tipped by the Crusaders, but the official doesn't think so, and St. Mary's regains the lead here, 7-6. Serving for the Crusaders is senior Grace Johnson. Gotta love the horn. Gotta play it. So now a free ball situation for St. Mary's. Half the girls are saying it's not play, and we had a rotation issue from the Crusaders. So the point goes to South Umpqua. Maybe serving out of order. I believe that would give South Umpqua the point. But they're not giving it to him on the scoreboard, so we're not going to give it to him yet either. Now it is 7-7, so I thought they would give it to South Umpqua. They did. We're all tied up here. South Umpqua serve. Good pass there. Set to the back row. Good offensive attack. Can South Umpqua? And they can. St. Mary's trying to get it over. Got feet tangled up and wrong place, wrong time. The serve-receive game, Chris, is such a big deal. St. Mary's did a nice job in the serve-receive game there with a nice pass off of a pretty good serve from South Umpqua. Had some offense going. Wasn't able to get much going after that because when they did have their hit or their swing, it was a little bit more from the back row. So tough to attack from the back row. South Umpqua did a nice job of making a pass off that attack and then attacking at the net, where then St. Mary's got a little bit discombobulated and ended up putting it back into the net. So good job of transitioning from offense to defense, South Umpqua there. And look for that to be, that's why it's so important to get that serve in, so you can go ahead and show that transitional, the opportunities that you have. You don't have them when you hit it in the net. So obviously, though, you'd like to hit it over the net in and make it difficult on the defense to receive it as well. So, both teams, though, it's a very competitive match. So while South Umpqua looks like they have some athleticism and they're doing things the right way, St. Mary's has a lot of grit, and they're out here fighting. And won the first set, and down 8-7 here in the second. Set goes to the middle. South Umpqua, see, and that's tough when you have it doesn't look like you're going to have much of a swing on it, but good placement there. And we talked about her before. Jenna Whitmore hit it where they ain't.
Yeah, that looked like it might just be a free ball coming across, and instead she managed to place it exactly where it needed to be.
Set goes outside, and that will be a long. Ainsley Dunn just got under it a little bit there. Didn't finish, and sails long, and South Umpqua now has a 10-7 lead. St. Mary is in need of a side out. Serve goes in. Set goes back to the middle, and good defense there by South Umpqua. See if they can transfer it into something. Good block by the Crusaders. St. Mary's gets it up and over. South Umpqua now with a chance to set it outside to Whitmore. That seems to kind of be a theme for the South Umpqua team.
Yeah, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and that hasn't been broken yet.
Jenna Whitmore is, if I was setting, I'd set it to her because then it'd make my numbers look better as a setter.
Yeah.
So. Brooke Abel has been on quite the run back here serving, as they've served, I think, 4 or 5 points in a row. Doing a nice job of getting it over and in. And that's going to go for another point there for the Lancers. And off of one pass, that would be considered an ace. So good job there by Brooke Abel. Gets it over and in again. Good pass there by the Crusaders. Set goes to the middle. South Umpqua trying to transition outside to Whitmore. That'll be into the net. St. Mary's hangs with it. Get it back over. They don't set it outside this time to Whitmore. Good placement there, but St. Mary's is into the net. And I think that's 6 in a row now for this Lancer group. The Lady Lancers.
Yeah, we've just seen a lot of clean volleyball from the Lancers.
And there's another ace for Brooke Abel, and kind of South Umpqua team I expected to see. Serve receive game, big part of the story here. And now she goes short off the tip of the net. St. Mary's gets it back over. Set goes in the middle. And the Crusaders are able to get the side out with the lift from South Umpqua.
Yeah, placement on that ball by the Umpqua player, just not quite there.
That's a good serve there from the Crusaders, and that's going to go for an ace. That's number 2, Grace Johnson, and kind of that knuckling drop serve there, and that one's tough to pass. And now she goes with a little downspin, and St. Mary's had a chance to put it down, not able to do so. They keep it alive. Now South Umpqua hits it back over. Free ball situation for the Crusaders. Into the block. Now that will be out. And the Crusaders do a nice job of sticking with it and earn themselves a point and let Grace Johnson have another serve.
Yeah, and Johnson's one of those players you want to be back there serving for you.
Yep.
You can build a
That's a great serve, and there's another ace, and that's why that point is so critical. It's a 2-point swing if they don't get that point where they're sticking with it 2 points ago, and then Johnson comes back on the next and has the ace, so it's like a 3-point swing. And here you give her another opportunity. That's a tough serve to pass. Set will go outside, and that's unfortunate as it goes off the side of the arm of Maddie Mills, and South Umpqua stops the run. If you're St. Mary's here, though, got to get a side out right away. Don't let, and obviously Whitmore serving. She's dangerous with the ball, so got to get a side out here. See if you can get back to serving. Good pass, set to the middle, and that ball sails out. So South Umpqua builds on their lead. There's a good short serve. Crusaders get it over. And there's a little tip ball, and St. Mary's stays with it, get it over. And a chance for him to put it down, and that's Abby Christman. Good job by the Crusaders sticking with it. That's a couple times in maybe the last 4 or 5 points where they just kept fighting, don't give up, and end up winning a point, which every point in volleyball is a 2-point swing. So big deal. There's a good serve by the Crusaders. Christman puts it down again on the overpass, and the Crusaders are only down now 16-13, Chris.
Yeah, well, and you talked about that at the end of the first set, just the grit from this Crusader team, and they're exhibiting that here in the second set as well.
Jessie Traynor now serving for the Crusaders. A little bit of an overpass again. St. Mary's now an opportunity to get some offense going. Good pass there from the Lancers. Set goes outside. That looked like it was 2 or a lift. It was 2. As we're sitting right here at center court, easy for me to see. And the Crusaders now cut the deficit to only 2. Jessie Traynor back to serve for the Crusaders. It's a good one. Good job by South Umpqua to stay with it. That looked somewhat illegal too. Set goes outside. St. Mary's puts it over. And that is going to be trouble for South Umpqua, but St. Mary's unfortunately into the net, so the Lady Lancers get a big break there as they were kind of hung out to dry at that point. I think if St. Mary's would have just stayed back from trying to block it, that South Umpqua would either had 4 into the net. There's a great serve by South Umpqua. Set goes outside. Good pass there by the Lady Lancers. Set outside, down the line, and she puts it away. Shaylin Gray. Good job of hitting it where the block isn't. A lot of times, you know, when girls are younger, they have a tough time understanding going down the line. And that's usually an open place to hit the ball, so good job there by executing that. Good block by the Lancers. Set goes back to the middle. Christman swings, gets it blocked. St. Mary's gets it over. Now a free ball situation here for the Crusaders. Christman. And the Lady Lancers are into the net. Back and forth volleyball here. And St. Mary's is battling, hanging in there. There's a little slide play, and St. Mary's needs to get it over, and not going to. These are critical push points right here. St. Mary's needs to get that side out. Don't want to get them to 20, down 5. So try to get a side out here and get something on a roll serving. Set goes outside. And that will do. St. Mary's gets that side out they needed and trim that deficit to 3 now, Chris.
Yes, so important here as you approach that 20-point mark to close the gap.
Yep. That might work. South Umpqua fighting for it. Free ball situation. Ball set to the right side. Good pass there by South Umpqua. Another free ball situation here. Got to be able to transition defense to offense. And a great block there by South Umpqua. Ainsley Dunn. Amaya Slay gets up for that. If you're St. Mary's, got to get that side out back right now. The set goes to the middle. Whitmore wanted it outside. They go down the right side. I believe that's going to be 4. They said that was a block, so.
Yeah, that's
tried to set that right side.
Thing about where we're sitting at is it's a great view for almost everything except
for the net.
Yeah.
If we could get on that other side somehow. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the end of set number 2. Hello, welcome back here. South Umpqua up 21-16 and now up 22-16 on the overpass from the Crusaders. And so St. Mary's down 22-16 here. Remember, we're a race to 25. South Umpqua gets it down. Good placement there from the Lady Crusaders, then good placement back from South Umpqua. And that's going to go for another point. So South Umpqua leads 23-16. And set number 2, good serve there from the Lady Lancers. Set goes outside. Set it up for Whitmore, and it seems like every time it touches her hand, something good happens for South Umpqua.
Well, that's a good skill to have in a player.
Right.
Someone that you can just count on to make plays.
So South Umpqua serving for the set. St. Mary's gets it over. Nice play there. Set it up to Whitmore. Set goes back outside. And that won't make it over the net. And the Lady Lancers take set number 2 here. So we're all tied up at 1 apiece, Chris.
Yeah.
What have you seen so far from this match?
Well, just some very exciting action in the first set. The Crusaders really were able to take the set commandingly the whole set. The Lancers just didn't feel like the team that they are. But in set number 2, I don't know what their coach told them in the break, but they came out to play and they played.
Well, sometimes when these teams come on the road, you know, a lot of South Umpqua's games have been close to home. You know, this is about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours away for them. And it makes it difficult getting off the bus and playing your first league game. St. Mary's is fired up, coming off a couple wins. They got some momentum. St. Mary's, I feel like they were maybe kind of riding that emotional high coming into this game, where South Umpqua maybe just getting off the bus, kind of ran into a buzzsaw there in the second game, kind of got themselves calmed down, relaxed, got back to who they are, and then kind of exerted some of their dominance and did a nice job coming back and winning that set. And so now here in set 3, this will be a telling set, because in volleyball a lot, the team that can go up 2-1 when it's all tied up at 1 apiece after 2 sets, usually the team that wins that third set, not only do they have a better chance to win the match, but you know, a lot of times they win it in 4.
Yeah.
It gives them a lot of confidence moving forward, and it makes the trek back for the team that loses that set so great. Like, you know, you have to go 5 games to win now, and you have to exert a bunch more energy. So that's always in the back of your mind if you do go down in that 2-1 deficit. So that's why this third game is obviously every next point is the biggest point in the game. You know, that's cliche, but it's right for a reason. And they have this in front of them now. St. Mary's has put themselves in a good position winning that first set, and now have an opportunity to come out, win this third one, and put themselves in a great position moving forward to try to win this match.
Yeah, the third set's always so exciting when it is 1-1 going into it, because you just never know who's going to step up and who's going to come to play.
Yeah, and they have a great opportunity in front of them. And probably a lot of people would have said they're probably going to be down 2-0 coming into this one, playing a quality opponent like they are in South Umpqua. So a lot to be proud of already if you're one of the Crusader faithful. And, you know, coach has had a nice game plan. And these girls aren't that far away. There was 5, 6, 7 plays that were right there for either team to have the taking. And they're in the second set, the set that St. Mary's lost, where it just seemed like South Umpqua made one more play and one more play. And it wasn't the big plays, it was the little things. It was the little plays that made the biggest difference in that set. So if you're St. Mary's coach now, you're telling these girls, hey, ladies, we just got to come back together. And we don't have to play crazy out of our mind. We just have to do all the little things and just play good and play well together, and that will give us enough of a chance to win.
Yeah.
Natalie Thickett is 16. I think they said Natalie Thickett is 16, not 15.
Yeah, she must be.
So South Umpqua going to get things started. We got that all done?
Yeah, we got that all set up.
All right. I love calling volleyball, man. I hope you guys are having fun at home. I'm having fun with Chris. I like working with him a lot. Maybe Joe Brett, this is the pairing we need for the 6A state volleyball championship. My cousins both played at Portland State, and so they're up in Portland now too. And they're like, "Hey, I'm going to call some color at the state championship," because they both won state championships when they played high school volleyball there at University of Portland at the Child Center. So here we go. We're underway here in set number 3. Natalie Thickett puts it down for the kill for the Lady Crusaders, and they're off to a good start here, up 1-0. Oh, that's my soccer talking. 1-0.
Well, last year for the volleyball state championship, we had my good friend Ethan Moore, who played volleyball through high school and coaches collegiately.
Nice.
And his first time broadcasting was the state championship, so it was his second game. He did one with us before that, but he did a great job having him on the broadcast for that.
Yeah. And St. Mary's is into the net, and that is that's kind of was a telling tell, so to say, in that second set, because St. Mary's has been in the net like 4 or 5 times. South Umpqua wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, and they won, I think, 25-17. So you take those 5, 6 times they're in the net away and let those points play out, you never know. Maybe win half of them and it's, 21-20, instead of 25-17. There's a short serve that doesn't quite make it over the net, and the Lady Crusaders are able to get a side out right away. And cut that string right in half. And shoot, I lost me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
Are you
just
good?
coming into the
Too loud?
computer a little bit hot, so I just turned it down a little bit.
Cool. Good defense there by the Crusaders as they try to get the ball over. Able to do so. See if the Lancers can transition offense. Set goes outside. And a nice job there by the outside hitter, number 7, Shaylin Gray, as she puts the ball down for the Lady Lancers, and we're all tied up here at 2. Gray now serving, gets it over with a beautiful serve. Set goes outside, Thicket tries to put it down, unable to do so. South Umpqua tries to transition and able to do so. Good piece of defense to offense by South Umpqua there, and now they take their first lead here in set number 3, 3-2. Good serve there by Gray. Set goes outside, Thicket does a good job of just getting it over. Set goes outside, Whitmore. Now offensive is transitioned over for St. Mary's. Good pass back there by Gray. Whitmore down the line and in for the Lady Lancers. We've seen Shaylin Gray kind of do it all, Chris. The kill when it was 2-1. Great swing from the outside. She's had a couple really good serves. There, St. Mary's had great attack. Gray made a great pass in the back row to keep the point alive, and then Whitmore put it away. St. Mary's going to get that side out they so desperately needed and cut their deficit in half, Chris.
Yeah, so important there for St. Mary's to not get behind here early in the set.
Yeah, a big difference between 5-2 and 4-3. Whitmore outside, no touch. St. Mary's ties it up here at 4. Not often do you see Whitmore with a hitting air, Chris.
Yeah.
Saw one there. St. Mary's will take it. And great serve in the ace for number 7, Abby Christman. And the Lady Crusaders retake a lead 5-4. Christman serving. This one a little bit deeper. Whitmore does a good job just to be able to dig it out. And she'll send one over. St. Mary's trying to transition to offense. There's a good swing by Thicket. And she puts it down on the overpass. And the Crusaders take a 6-4 lead. Just seemed like not that long ago there was a 4-2 point that was either going to be 5-2, 4-3. Crusaders have rattled off 4 in a row now, looking for another. Set goes outside Whitmore, and that goes off what I call the candy cane, the barrier or the pylon if you're talking football terminology, and that is out. That set was a little too wide for Whitmore. 7-4 Crusaders, and a great serve there by Christman, and you're not going to be able to get it over. And the Crusaders now have doubled up, scoring 6 in a row against this South Umpqua team. And I don't know if we saw this coming. They were down 4-2. It looked like it was going to be 5-2, and then somehow St. Mary's pulls out a point, make it 4-3, and then they rattle off 5 in a row via the serve.
Yeah, when we talk about that momentum, and St. Mary's using it to their advantage right here as they're just able to keep scoring. And finally, the Lancers have to call a timeout.
Folks, St. Mary's School offers outstanding educational opportunities. Come find out for yourself at our open house October 9th beginning at 6:30 p.m. Tour the new facilities, talk with parents and students, as well as meet the teachers. Join us October 9th at 816 Black Oak Drive, Medford, Oregon 97504. St. Mary's on a little scoring run for themselves right here. 6-0 over the last 6 points. And they have an 8-4 advantage. Pass goes outside. And if you need to stop a run, set up Miss Whitmore on the outside because she'll put it down for you. And I, dub her the nickname Run Stopper.
Yeah.
She's just springy. She does a really good job not only hitting the ball but passing the ball. And then with her approach, Setter did a really nice job of getting her the ball where she could do some damage, and she was able to go up and put it away. St. Mary's sets outside Thicket, and it's just long, but now there is a touch. So Thicket will get the kill. And a good swing there from the outside hitter, Natalie Thicket. Lady Crusaders lead 8-5 here. In the third set, we're all tied up at 1 set apiece. This third set is critical. It is crucial to this match. And a good serve there. The Lady Crusaders, and great placement by Carlotta Davoli. Carlotta, the old adage, hit it where they ain't, Chris. And she did a really nice job of seeing the floor and putting it where the defense wasn't. That serve goes long, it's in. Set over to the right side. Thicket goes across court. Great pass over there. Whitmore outside. It's coming up into your living room, and that's not good for the Lady Crusaders, but still have a 9-7 advantage. Great pass there by Brooke Abel in the back row to keep things alive for South Umpqua. That serve is going to go out. So the Lady Crusaders grab a break there. It's always nice to score a point and not have to do anything.
Yeah.
Kind of gives you a chance to get a deep breath. Now Thicket serving, and it's a good one, kind of off the side of the arm of South Umpqua, and that's going to drop. The Lady Crusaders take an 11-7 lead here in this critical set. South Umpqua not as clean as they were in set number 2, Chris, and it's starting to hurt them. There's a deep set, and that is out. Whitmore on the right side, and just goes a little too long, and the Lady Crusaders are up 12-7. Thicket serving for St. Mary's. It's a good one again. Whitmore has to pass it, so she can't hit it. Set goes over to the right side, and a good swing over here by Grace Johnson. Kind of off of one leg, got some momentum going. And the Crusaders take a 13-7 lead, Chris.
Yeah, this is the way that we saw the Crusaders play in that first set, where they just played like they knew that they belonged here.
Thicket with another really good serve. Forces South Umpqua to have to go back row attack. And that's going to go long, and St. Mary's now doubling up South Umpqua, 14-7 here in the third set. Thicket with another great serve. And too hot to handle, baby. TH, Chris.
Yeah.
And when you got it going that hard and it's dropping and knuckling on you, serve-receive game is a huge part of this. And that's going long and out. But a great run there by Thicket, serving for the Crusaders. And St. Mary's has a 15-8 lead in this critical set.
Yeah, very important there. Crusaders able to just extend that lead.
And then Whitmore uncharacteristically serves it into the net. And that's St. Mary's dodging a bullet, because we saw her rattle off 4 or 5 the last time. You know, her to serve it in the net, now I got to wait 5 more times till she gets up again.
Yeah.
St. Mary's is racing to 9 now, where South Umpqua is racing to 17. Set goes outside. Gray puts a good swing into it. St. Mary's stays with it. Thicket is going to be whistled for the violation.
And Boomer, we saw a lot of those against St. Mary's in the first set. Even though they were dominant and they were winning, they had those errors that if the other team is there to play as well, you just can't afford to have.
Right. And that's set back over here to Johnson. Johnson does a nice job athletically to get to it and get it over. Set goes outside, and that's a violation on the set. It's either a lift or 2. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's one of those. You can tell when it comes out of her hands, and it's got that weird rotation on it. It wasn't clean, so 17-9, the Lady Crusaders lead. There's an attack from the setter, and Gray, my goodness, puts it down. Talking 10-foot line, baby. Wow.
She was
got into that
definitely
one.
above the net.
Yeah.
She put that one down.
She said, give me that, and put that one down. So good pass there by Johnson. Set goes outside, and a great swing Great hit, Ainsley Dunn. The great set there by Ashley Gurr, the senior setter. And the Crusaders are up 18-10. So Jesse Trainer now in to serve. The sophomore outside hitter. Did a great job serving in set number 2. Set goes to the right side. Great pass there. Thicket, that will go long. But St. Mary's at the point now where they can trade side outs. They have a big enough lead, you can trade side outs. Important here with Gray serving, got to have a good pass. And Johnson does just that. Swinging hard was Christman. Whitmore gets it over. St. Mary's transition to offense. Set goes outside. Thicket gets it over into the block. And St. Mary's gets that side out they needed, Chris.
Yeah, exactly. Tooling the block there and able to get it through.
Hit it into high hands hard, Chris.
Yeah.
Something I used to hear a lot. And there's a really good serve from Christman. Free ball here for the Crusaders. Set goes to Thicket. She puts a charge into it. South Umpqua into the net. And the Lady Crusaders lead 20-11. Whitmore does a nice job floating in and able to see the court and see that, hey, I can get this over right now if I just kind of dink it, and able to do so there. So good job understanding she didn't have to swing that hard. 20-12 now, St. Mary's needs, and that serve is in there for an ace. Amaya Slay slayed the Lady Crusaders with that serve.
Yeah, Slay had
nailed it.
Yeah,
by the way.
She had a deceptive kind of arc on that ball.
There's a shorter one. Johnson has done a great job passing the ball. Thicket getting it over. Whitmore, Natal's going to do it. That's a lift. Lady Crusaders now just 4 points away from taking this critical third set. Back to serve is Ashley Gurr, the setter for this Lady Crusader team. That looks long and is. And man, when you're up 21-13, it's almost like I want to hit it underhand to them and at least make them earn it, right?
Yeah.
The old beach volleyball hits sunball as high as you can. Good job by the Lady Crusaders just to get it over. That looked like a lift there. Not called. Set up back to the right side, and that's going to go out. St. Mary's will get the point because South Umpqua had the block, and then it went out of the court of play. St. Mary's now in a race to 3 points away from winning the third set, taking a 2-1 advantage. Natalie Thicket back to serve for the Lady Crusaders. That's a good one. Gray just has to get it over. St. Mary's trying to transition to their offense. Thicket with a short ball. Another free situation for St. Mary's. Set goes outside. That's right at the net. St. Mary's will put it away for another point and now take a 23-14 advantage.
And we've seen a few of those long, great volleys back and forth where both teams are really just fighting for it, and St. Mary's able to come away with that one.
And that one goes out on the overpass from Slay. And the Crusaders now just a point away from taking a 2-1 advantage over the number 4 team in the state. Thicket with the serve. Set goes back to Whitmore. St. Mary's here with an opportunity. Set in the middle. St. Mary's now. Chance to transition to offense. Back row attack. Slay. Set outside Whitmore with the tip. Set goes outside. And that swing will go long. So South Umpqua stays alive for one more. Whitmore would be the girl back there if you're a South Umpqua fan. Able to get that one over. Set, stick it up in the back row. South Umpqua trying to get something offensively going. Gray hits it into the blocks. South Umpqua gets it over. Set goes outside. Done. Pickett was right there, just blocked in the wrong place as she dove for it. South Umpqua cuts the deficit to 8. We have a little officials timeout as we're going to get some of the sweat up off the floor as those girls are playing their hearts out down there and working up a sweat. Whitmore serving. That's in. Crusaders going to have to get it over. A free ball situation for South Umpqua. It ends up working out as the St. Mary's Crusaders win the first set, lose the second, come back, win the third, 25-16, and now have a 2-set-to-1 advantage going to game 4. Chris, it's just what we talked about.
Yeah, exactly. Great action back and forth. The Crusaders taking advantage of everything they can, able to get the win in set 3.
Opportunistic as could be. Did a great job in the serve-receive game, and then they attacked more, I thought, in the third game than they did it, in the second. So keep that kind of attack mode going, and if you're doing that and you're attacking, it's not as easy for South Umpqua to get into offensive strategy and be able to just kind of keep moving forward. They're a little bit more on their heels because St. Mary's was forcing it, the aggression towards them, where South Umpqua just couldn't sit back and relax and rest on their laurels, so to say. So good job by St. Mary's applying the pressure, and good to see it. And able to win that third set. So now just one set away, Chris.
Yeah.
And if you're St. Mary's, it's just what the doctor ordered. You probably have to come out to win 2 out of the first 3 to give yourself a chance. And now there's some real pressure on South Umpqua, who probably is the favorite on paper coming in, to fight back and win this one. So,
yeah, well, I think we all knew coming to this one that we were in for a good match, but we've had some incredible action here today.
So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the 4th set for you. Don't go anywhere. Right back after this quick word from our sponsors.
For weeks, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission has shown you examples of good sportsmanship and bad sportsmanship. Here's why. 75% of youth athletes quit sports by the age of 13 because they're not having fun. 75% of rookie referees also quit each year. Why? Well, it's because of the way they're treated by coaches and parents. We can do better. We must do better. Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
And we're back. Grace Johnson going to get things started. That serve is in there for an ace. So the Lady Crusaders take a 1-0 lead here in the 4th set. Some interesting volleyball lines that a fan next to me just kind of pointed out. I'm always looking at the blue ones instead of the white ones.
Yeah. Well, it almost seems like the blue ones are more defined than the white ones, but those are the practice courts, or if they have a tournament here, the side-by-side courts.
Yeah. So 1-1, and there's a great serve from Gray, Shaylin Gray, and the Lady Lancers take a 2-1 lead. Set goes to the middle, and set back in the middle. And the Lady Crusaders into the net. And the Lady Lancers take a 3-1 advantage. St. Mary's does a good job to get it over. A free ball situation here for South Umpqua. Set goes outside. Whitmore does a nice job of tipping it over. Thicket now at the back row attack. Set goes back outside to Whitmore. Here it comes back outside to Dunn, who tips it over. Back row attack back to Gray. Set goes outside to Dunn, and that's going to be out. One thing I notice about South Umpqua in this match, they're not going to make the unforced error.
Yeah.
You know, like they have before, where maybe they were swinging too hard and hitting the ball in the net. Now they're getting it over, and they're saying, hey, St. Mary's, if you're going to beat us, but we're not going to beat ourselves. So after St. Mary's got things started with an ace here in the fourth set, South Umpqua has rattled off 5 in a row and have a 5-1 advantage to get things started. And it looks like, Chris, we might be going 5 games.
Yeah.
Every volleyball game I've done so far has gone 5 games. So I'm like the 5-game jinx guy.
Well, between these two teams, you have to expect them to go 5.
Right.
Just with how skilled both teams are. And, yeah, one team might get the advantage on one set, but the other one, both great coaches that are going to coach their teams back and be ready to come back in the next set.
And I don't know if Sarah Gray, the head coach, is Shaylin Gray's mom, but I would guess to say that they kind of look alike, who's serving right now.
Yeah.
You know, her and mom. Is that mom's coach? Is that mom's daughter? Is Shaylin's mom the head coach? Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. And there's a little good timeout by the Lady Crusaders there as South Umpqua got out of rotation. I was getting the inside scoop from a South Umpqua parent. I said I was getting the inside scoop from the South Umpqua parent. Shaylin is the daughter of Sarah, who's the head coach. So it's got to be fun for her in her senior year. Well, sometimes fun. If they're winning, it's fun to play for your mom or dad. 5-2 now. And well-placed ball there.
We've seen that.
Tori Lynn.
We've seen that a lot by the Lancers tonight.
Yeah, they caught St. Mary's a little bit off in their rotation, it looked there. And usually kind of the last place you hit is kind of in that dead zone when you have a good pass like that. And there's a serve that goes short and into the net. And you can see head coach Sarah Gray kind of like drop her head like, we can't do that.
Yeah.
And expect to win this thing. And
you have to imagine that's a lot of what she talked about between sets to her team.
Yeah. Serve receive. The serve game goes over the net, and then it was, I thought, a decent serve by St. Mary's. Not a great serve, but unable to pass it as the Lady Lancers. And just like that, it's 6-4. And it happened last game when it was 4-2. And then St. Mary's rattled off 8 in a row.
Well, St. Mary's has been very consistent in these last 2 sets.
This set goes to the back row. Gray on a back row attack. St. Mary's does a nice job passing. Set goes outside, and there is a tip. Uh-oh, we're going to have a little chat about this one. And the point will go to St. Mary's. As I read the guy's lips, he said he thought he saw a tip off of the block.
Well, and he is the one with the best angle to see that out of anyone down there.
I would say I didn't see that, but, you know, that's what he gets paid the big bucks for. And go right into the block is 15, Carlotta Davali. Davali does a nice job hitting it into high hands. And if you're St. Mary's, you got to close that block with those fingertips pointed down.
Yeah, if the ball's going to come off of it, you want it to come off straight.
Straight down, yep. There's a good serve. South Umpqua. Thicket does a good job getting it over. Gray with a nice pass. Set to the middle, and good job there by Kelsey Dunn, the freshman, 6-foot freshman, with the block there for the Lady Crusaders, and they trim their deficit in half. They set Gray in the back row. Nice pass there by the Crusaders, but all for naught as The set attempt goes into no man's land, and South Umpqua takes this 8-6 lead here in set number 4. Whitmore now serving. They set Thicket in the back row, and it goes through the block, and the Crusaders are back just down 1. Great set and back row attack there by the Lady Crusaders. Thicket now serving, and it's a good one. Set goes outside to Gray, and she does a great job of putting it in the right place. That set wasn't fully pushed all the way out to her, so it brought her in. She did a nice job of just using her momentum, hitting a little topspin runner.
And I wonder if there's a special drill that the Lancers do to practice that placement of putting the ball right where it needs to be, where there's not any defenders.
Right.
Because that's something I've seen them do all night that a lot of teams aren't as good at doing, and they seem to just have that down.
Ainsley Dunn there comes back, hits it through the block, and comes down on the Lancer side of the net. So St. Mary's trims their deficit to 1, down 9-8, and a great serve there by Maddie Mills, and we're all tied up here in the 4th set. In a set that feels like South Umpqua's, had the upper hand throughout in this 4th set, and all of a sudden we look up and St. Mary's is all tied up. And there's a serve that just goes into the net. She put a charge into it, but couldn't get it over as it hit the tape and popped straight down. So South Umpqua now serving their setter, Tori Lind, to put it into play, and that is just out. So back-to-back serving errors, 1 for St. Mary's, 1 for South Umpqua. We're all tied up at 10. St. Mary's leads 2 sets to 1 in this best 3 out of 5 in this season league opener. And that's going to be outside what I call the candy cane or the pylon, and St. Mary's has their first lead, well, since it was 1-0 here to start the 4th set, Chris.
Yeah, that's been big for St. Mary's to battle back because they got down in this one.
Yeah. Dunn serves, or excuse me, Johnson serves. Set goes outside to Foley, can't put it down. At the net are the Crusaders, but St. Mary's is in the net, so the point goes to South Umpqua. Gray got things started back there serving for South Umpqua. Nothing's changed since. We're at 11-11 instead of 0-0 now. St. Mary's gets it over. A free ball situation for the Lady Lancer. Set goes outside. Whitmore puts it down. Seems like she just has one more gear, Chris.
Yeah.
Where she can just climb the ladder, and she's almost looking down on the court like, where am I going to hit it? And what a great job by her, and a great set by Lind to get her the ball where she could do some damage. That set goes in the middle. Set goes back outside Whitmore, and a block there by the Lady Crusaders, and that was setter Ashley Gurr at the net, turning back Whitmore, who's as explosive as an outside hitter as I've seen, regardless of classification.
Yeah.
There's a great serve that's short, and that's in there for an ace. And the Lady Crusaders take a 13-12 lead here in the 4th set, up 2-1. Jesse Traynor with the serve. Whitmore with the pass. Lind back out to Whitmore. Whitmore does a nice job of getting it over. Great defense there by the Crusaders. Traynor to Mills. St. Mary's just gets it over, and they benefit from that stick-to-itiveness and now take a 14-12 advantage. Traynor with another good serve. Whitmore with the pass. Set goes back over here, and that's going to be out. And the Lady Crusaders take a 15-12 lead. And Sarah Gray wants to talk about it.
Yeah, talk about momentum right now for the Crusaders.
It's a crazy how, 1 point turns into the next, and all of a sudden You give somebody that's 4-5. St. Mary's is 4-5 coming into this match. South Umpqua 7-2. I think St. Mary's is ranked 24th. South Umpqua ranked 4th in the state. But if you give a team an inch, you know, that has a little bit of confidence coming off of wins against Phoenix and Eagle Point, you know, they're starting to find themselves a little bit. You give them some confidence, you give them an inch. A team like St. Mary's is going to take a mile, or any team is going to take a mile that's got a fighting chance. And now South Umpqua on their heels a little bit, and St. Mary's is really starting to feel good about themselves, Chris. And, you know, it shows on the scoreboard.
Yeah, well, and the rankings this early in the year aren't super accurate yet, so you get these upsets if St. Mary's can manage to pull this one off.
Trainer's serve goes into the net, so at a critical time that South Umpqua needed it, they get a break with Trainer serving it into the net. Back to serve now, Amaya Slay, and Slay puts the ball over. St. Mary's here with an opportunity. Whitmore just gets it over. Set goes outside. Good block there by South Umpqua. Set back to, Natalie Thicket. And Thicket goes down the line, just out of the outstretched hands of Shaylin Gray. And the Crusaders just 9 points away from closing this thing out, Chris.
Yeah, really great set here for the Crusaders.
Set goes in the middle, back over to DeVoley. She does a nice job from that right side using angles. And 16-14 now, the Lady Crusaders lead. In will come Marin Chamberlain. She will serve. Chamberlain, a 6-foot freshman as well Brooke Abel, the 11th grader, coming in to serve. Set goes in the middle. Dunn jumps up. And that ball is going to be out. And the Crusaders retake a 3-point edge here in set number 4. And setter, number 18, Ashley Gurr, goes back to serve for the Lady Crusaders. Gurr with a good one. Good pass. Set to Whitmore on the right side. Through the block. St. Mary's keeps it alive. They're able to get it over. Set goes outside, this time to Whitmore. And another great dig by St. Mary's. Thicket gets it over. Set goes in the middle. And a good job by St. Mary's just getting it over in a really good spot. Set goes outside Thicket, and that's going to be 2. What a great rally. Great defense on both sides. Great dig there by Maddie Mills. As Whitmore unloaded on one, and Whitmore with a nice serve. St. Mary's trying to get something over offensively. Set goes outside, Gray. Set goes back to Thicket. And a great piece of hitting by the senior outside hitter, Natalie Thicket. And the Crusaders take an 18-15 lead.
Thicket had the placement and the power on that ball and just put it right where it needed to be.
Well, and sometimes Thicket, it kind of rope-a-dope you, where she goes soft, and she'll come back and she'll actually swing at one, and you're on your heels, thinking she's just going to, like, tip it over. Good job by Gray to get it over left-handed. It's right at the middle of the net. St. Mary's keeps it alive. South Umpqua set outside to Gray. Gray swings through the block and has the kill for the Lady Lancers. This is a barn burner here in fourth set. If St. Mary's wants to win this match, they better win this set, because if it goes to 5, all the momentum is going to be with South Umpqua. And now they're cut their deficit in half, 18-17. And probably if they get one more, it'd be time for a timeout for Katie Miller, the head coach for the Crusaders. Good pass there by Thicket. They set her up in the back row. That ball's up for grabs in front. Looked like it was going to go out. We're all tied up here, 18 apiece. So it's 18-18 now. In the fourth set, Fickett, Dunn in the middle, and she hits it into the net. And South Umpqua has their first lead in quite some time. Great response there by the Lady Lancers, and you could kind of feel the energy starting to go that way a little bit. Maybe St. Mary is starting to realize, hey, we got an opportunity to win this thing now, and you know that puts some pressure on them. So if I'm Coach Katie Miller, that's exactly what I'm telling my ladies right now is keep playing exactly how you were playing. Don't worry about the score. Just go out and play to execute. There's no pressure. This is high school volleyball. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get caught up in like the score and the situation. Just go out and execute and do what we've done the entire game and the entire match. And I'm sure she's relaying that to her kids right now. So St. Mary's is up 2-1. Down 19-18 here. They had the lead for most of this fourth set. Serving is Ellery Smith. Dunn able to get it over. Kind of an overshot on the pass. And that tip. But tip there by Shaylin Gray makes it 20-18. Ellery Smith has done a great job serving here. And that's going to be 2. And if you're St. Mary's, it's like, how do we stop the dam here? How do we stop the flood? Sandbags, what do we need to do? 21-18, need a good pass to get things started if we're the Crusaders. And there's a good swing outside by Dunn. Whitmore, back row attack. Set goes outside to the older Dunn. Set now goes to Gray, good placement down the line. Fickett set up in the back row. Set goes outside, Gray swings. Great defense by the Crusaders and a great set to Dunn. Great pass there by Ellery Smith. Set goes outside, Ainsley Dunn and a great tip. And they will get the side out. Back and forth, great passing, great attacking, great hitting. Ainsley Dunn does a great job of using angles with a pretty darn good set and dropping it just on the other side of the net where South Umpqua couldn't get it. Maddie Mills with a great serve. Set goes outside. Good pass there by the St. Mary's D. St. Mary's able to get it over. Close the block. Set goes outside and touches it when it's out of the court of play. That would have been a kill.
I think that might have been off of the block though, so I think that's
no,
why
it was
she
off
go
the
for
block,
it.
but
no, but I think off of her own South Umpqua player's block.
Oh, okay. 21-20. Set goes back on the sweep to the right side. Another great pass by Maddie Mills. St. Mary's gets it over. Set goes in the middle. Good block there by the Crusaders. St. Mary's gets it over. Set goes back in the middle, and we're all tied up at 21 apiece. St. Mary's has scored 3 in a row. And if I'm Whitmore, I'm going, set me. If I'm Gray, I'm going, set me. Maddie Mills with a great serve. Whitmore gets it over. Good job getting it over there by the Crusaders setter. Set goes outside. Good block there by the Crusaders. Free ball situation. Set goes middle. And South Umpqua is into the net. And the Crusaders have scored 4 in a row and take a 1-point lead here in the fourth set.
Yeah, you talk about momentum, and the Crusaders just have all of it going their way.
Maddie Mills back to serve, has done a great job. That's another great serve into the net, and not going to work. Crusaders just 2 critical points away from getting their first league win of the season in the league opener against probably the team that's touted to be the team that wins the league, other than maybe I don't know if Creswell's in this league, but this would be a big win for St. Mary's.
Yeah.
Got to defend your home court. But this South Umpqua team, I'm just telling you, across the board, St. Mary's is playing at a high level. But player for player, South Umpqua has some really fine athletes. Girls that have been playing volleyball together a long time. This would be a huge win for St. Mary's and would, catapult them to the top of the league here early in the season. And Maddie Mills back to serve. She's been on a roll. Has served 4 in a row here for the Lady Crusaders. And that one's in. Maddie Mills, big time now, just 1 point away.
And a great placement on the deceptive serve, able to make that one drop in. Just 1 to go.
St. Mary's, this place will erupt if this point is it. And that's served over. Dunn tries to put it away. South Umpqua rallies, able to get it over off the tip. Set goes to the middle, and they put it down, and that's it. St. Mary's wins in 4. 25-21, 16-25, 25-16, and 25-21. After being down 21-18 in the 4th set, they come back and upset the 4th-ranked team in the state. I don't care if it's early in the season or not. These ladies were 7-2. St. Mary's was 4-5, struggling to find their way. Won their last 2 matches against higher classification teams in Phoenix and Eagle Point. They find a way to get this win, get them back to 500 for the season. Now 1-0 in conference, Chris Janis. And I tell you what, they should be really, really proud of themselves as you see the excitement right now.
Yeah, such an impressive win for the Crusaders. They came in the underdogs, but didn't show it, came into this one. And even in the first set, you could tell they came here to win, and that's what they did.
Man, it was fun to watch this one. And Natalie Thickett was obviously huge. Grace Johnson did a great job. The Dunn sisters did a really nice job. Abby Chrisman with the last kill. Solid all night was Ashley Gurd, the setter. Maddie Mills down the stretch with the serves and some of those amazing digs and passes in the serve-receive game when the likes of Whitmore and Gray offensively were just free swinging. They did a great job passing the ball, and with them passing the ball like that, they were able to transition from their defense to their offense. Gurr got them going and into setting the ball into positions where their girls could be successful in offensive attack mode. And then those other girls that we talked about earlier, Thickett, the Dunn sisters, Christman, Trainer, did a great job of putting the ball away when necessary. St. Mary's comes out, wins in 4 against a team that was 7-2, and their only loss at this level was to second-ranked Creswell, who's undefeated.
Yeah.
And so that's a good ball club. They just are a good team that they just beat, and St. Mary's should be proud of yourself.
Yeah, very, very impressive. A great match to watch.
They obviously did a great job. So what we're going to do, once again, I'm Boomer Marshall. I was on the call tonight. Chris Janis, he did the first set. I was coming from the soccer game, and then obviously did the video, got everything set up for us. What we're going to do, and we're going to send it out. So when we do that, we're going to send a little, it's called the St. Mary's Anthem.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a tour of the school, and you guys should really check it out at home. All the new facilities and new buildings here on the campus at St. Mary's High School, just unbelievable, and everything that they do here for the kids. And it's pretty impressive, everything that they got going. So just check it out. It's a really cool video. I enjoy watching it. I watched them both today when I played them at the soccer game. So check it out if you know of anybody, and spread the word. Also, one last thing before we go. There's an open house here at St. Mary's High School. So I got to read for you. Hold on. St. Mary's High School, or St. Mary's School, offers outstanding educational opportunities. Come find out for yourself at our open house, October 9th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. Tour the new facilities, talk with parents and students, meet the teachers. Join us October 9th at 816 Black Oak Drive, Medford, Oregon, 97504. Thank you guys for joining us tonight on this live streaming webcast on TableRockSports.net. For Chris Janish on the camera, the computer, the setup, I am Boomer Marshall saying good night and God bless. Anthem.
Hi, welcome to St. Mary's School.
I'm Alea, a junior.
And I'm Corin, a senior.
And we wanted to give you a quick tour of our amazing school. Come on.
St. Mary's is on the cutting edge of education, developing dynamic thinkers and lifelong learners.
Our teachers are passionate, our facilities are high-tech, and the open environment encourages critical thinking.
Our robotics lab is better than that of most colleges.
In fact, we've competed on the global scale. We've been to the World Championships not once, but 4 times.
These robots are gonna take over the world.
No, but St. Mary's will.
Albert Einstein once said, the only thing you absolutely need to know is the location of the library.
And ours covers 5,000 square feet, housing over 12,000 titles. We even have 767 books from our Confucius Classroom Hanban organization.
It's where our dynamic thinkers come to read, study, or just chill for a little while.
This is our middle school, where it all starts.
Let's go check it out. The 5th grade. I haven't been here since, well, the 5th grade.
Since St. Mary's has 5th through 12th grades, we recognize that it's important for the lower grades to have their own unique experience.
I miss the 5th grade.
Yeah, simpler times. What is the most important thing to any student, anytime, anywhere? Food.
And boy, do we have it. With a full restaurant-style kitchen, we aren't just serving PB&Js.
We have a bunch of healthy options, including vegetarian and gluten-free stuff.
We even have fries.
That's a breadstick. And what do we do on Friday nights?
We study.
No.
We go to the library.
Really?
We appreciate the patience of our wonderful teachers.
We'll be doing what millions of other students across the country will be doing.
Football!
We fly that blue and white every Friday night.
Let's go Crusaders, let's go! Let's go Crusaders, let's go!
At St. Mary's, we're not just a bunch of brainiacs.
We're the 7-time winners of the OSAA Oregonian Cup.
We compete in 19 different sports, including football, soccer, tennis, cross country, track and field, archery, and so much more.
I mean, we have an 8-lane all-weather track and 5 acres of athletic fields.
So yeah, we take our sports pretty seriously. This is our chapel, based on the architecture of the Galla Placidia in Ravenna, Italy.
And the 4 arms of this chapel are thematic and represent the 4 stages in growth and faith. I know stuff.
We like to think globally here at St. Mary's.
Not only do we travel to other countries,
we invite international students from all over the world to come stay and learn with us.
Our beautiful dorm is right here on campus and features spacious 2-person rooms, a full kitchen, a huge common area for watching TV, playing ping pong, or just hanging out with other international students. One of the best things about St. Mary's is that we only have about 500 students.
Which means that the student-to-teacher ratio is about 10 to 1.
It also means we have 500 awesome friends.
We approach scheduling a little differently here at St. Mary's.
That's because we use the mod system. It gives us over 300 courses to choose from.
And it gives us the flexibility to make up our own unique schedule. And the term only lasts 26 days, giving us a school year full of classes we want to take. So what does this all mean for you?
Well, we found just the guy to answer that. Our principal, Mr. Meyer.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Well, what this means for you guys is you have a school that really cares about where you're going and your future. We have 100% college acceptance rate. We've got extensive AP classes. And you guys have a faculty who really cares for you and really wants to see you do well with your lives.
So it's like a GPS, but for our futures.
Yes, it is, but kind of without the robot voice there, Corin.
St. Mary's School is more than just a campus, cafeteria, or classrooms.
St. Mary's is a home where you'll begin to find your true place in the world.
This is where your journey begins. And from here?
Well, that's up to you.